Hello everybody, NTC Jr. here, and welcome to the final edition of the Bad and Good Month, the sequel. Thank God it's almost over. I'm saved.
Ahem.
Oh, and this, folks, is Hunter, aka the guy that I had to do an Adventure Time request, but then got completely copyrighted. But also known as Lonely Fanboy48.
Can you explain to me why I'm here again?
Well, Lonely, today we're going to be reviewing an episode from a certain show that was so popular by demand, and that I've always wanted to talk about, but I haven't got the chance to do it until now. Well, so what are we waiting for? Let's talk about SpongeBob SquarePants.
SpongeBob back before 2004 was one of the best years of SpongeBob. Yeah, but I made my top 25 worst SpongeBob list last year, and I didn't have the interest into watching SpongeBob anymore.
Well, me on the other hand, SpongeBob is still a great show to this day. And how can you not love this show? Had great animation, great comedy, and great characters. Well, and great seasons. Well, besides season 10 and 11, those two were shoot. But besides those seasons, the show really serves its purpose to this day.
Hold on. SpongeBob in the good and bad month? Junior, are we gonna talk about?
Yep. We're gonna take one of those episodes. The
No.
Krabby
No.
Kronicle.
No. Why?
Well, this is an episode, just like you, everybody despises it, including the original NTC. And since this is a sequel to the Bad and Good Month, I wanted to end with a really big boo.
You're right, but after this, I think I need to play a combat game to unleash my frustration.
I'll probably break my windows with a hammer. That depends if I go really insane. Anyway, let's get this over with to end this atrocious month on. This is Lonely Fanboy48's and NTC Jr.'s review of SpongeBob SquarePants, The Krabby Chronicle.
The episode begins with SpongeBob doing his job at the Krusty Krab while Mr. Krabs checks on him.
Turns out he's doing a newspaper adaptation to get more customers. But it doesn't work as people are looking at the bottom feeder.
Looking at the newspaper, you know things are going downhill from here. And here we're getting into the Mr. Krabs being a greedy asshole.
This is not a surprise.
If you can't tell by the other episodes in the newest seasons, Mr. Krabs will do anything in his power to get as much as money as he can. And this is by far one of the worst episodes involving him.
Though in this episode, he's a lot more hateable than in the other episodes he's been in, which is 100% stupid and idiotic.
That's saying a lot.
So SpongeBob goes out to find a story for the newest joint that Mr. Krabs invented called The Krabby Chronicle.
SpongeBob tries to find a story, and there's 3 of them. However, he ignores them and writes a story about Patrick in a pub by the road. Seriously?
Hey, come on, think of it as looking at our politics, and we thought, this is a little dull. Michael Dukakis, dull. Mitt Romney, dull. Mitch McConnell, dull. We accidentally watched C-SPAN one day, and then we learned that governing a country is so dull that it almost made watching the Gold Channel tolerable. But not quite.
And of course, SpongeBob's stupid idea backfired.
Local resident watches poll. No one's gonna pay to read this malarkey. When you write these stories, you gotta use a little imagination, boy.
Imagination.
Yeah. Maybe instead of man watches pole, you could say something like, oh, man marries pole. Then you could alter the photo a little to fit the headline and see? Now that's a juicy story.
Did Mr. Krabs just change the paper to tell us that Patrick Star is marrying a pole?
Of course, ignoring the fact the jokes they made are completely cheap, but it also shows the worst part of this episode. SpongeBob makes a lot of fake stories in order to make more money.
Okay, I give up. No more SpongeBob. They've clearly lost it. I mean, this is the SpongeBob we know. Really? They're just writing newspapers and lies and making all this stuff to get more money. You have gotta be kidding me! No. Just no.
And get a load of this. SpongeBob made a story of Mrs. Puff in a high-speed chase, which made the Krabby Chronicle business a success at the Krusty Krab.
Hey, here's a great new move. Take two fingers, say it in an angry way, and say, freak you! I call it the double burn. Oh, and also, this is what results for Mrs. Puff.
Anyway,
I can't believe such a little news story could have ruined my business.
This is just the beginning of Mr. Krabs' scheme. SpongeBob's lies are the only way he can be able to make more money. For himself. Mr. Krabs, that is.
Big fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows. Big fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows. Big fluffy unicorns dancing on rainbows. Big fluffy unicorns.
SpongeBob tries to find another story and he saw Larry the Lobster running into a citizen. The citizen wants to punch Larry on the stomach and SpongeBob took a picture on the right time. And due to this, Larry's life is ruined.
So SpongeBob goes to tell Mr. Krabs the bad news, but results in this.
Yeah, but isn't there a way we could write juicy stories without hurting people?
you just don't get it, do you, boy? We're not hurting anyone. We're just making their lives interesting.
Taking pictures and writing lies isn't interesting. It's the opposite.
Yeah, it's pointless. It's stupid. There's no reason for it to exist.
Was about to sell his chum stick at the chump market, but the health inspector from the Nasty Patty, by the way, great callbacks, shut down Plankton's restaurant because, again, SpongeBob made a fake story of Plankton.
They just had to get Plankton involved with this. You just couldn't leave him alone, could ya?
Not only that, Plankton didn't do anything evil in this episode. In fact, Mr. Krabs is more of a villain than him. I know One Course Meal came out a year and a half after this episode, but after watching that episode, it doesn't make a difference on the episodes that came before that.
True that, Load. True that.
So for the second time, SpongeBob tries to warn Mr. Krabs. However, he threatens to take away his fry cooking duties. Seriously, if Mr. Krabs thinks that writing fake stories is going to make him more money, even SpongeBob is doing all the work, then he might as well shut down his restaurant.
Mr. Krabs, freak you to heck it back.
Anyway, the next story SpongeBob is going to write is...
That's it! That's the last straw!
Hey, Junior, where are you going? Why you have that hammer? Oh, that's gonna leave a mark.
3 hours later.
Can you move it along? I'm all out of time cards.
Hey, NTCJ, you okay?
Yeah, I just needed to let all my rage out. Oh, God. Let's continue.
So after warning Mr. Krabs for the third time about hurting people's lives, Mr. Krabs still doesn't care at all.
I could get along with Mr. Krabs in other episodes, but in this, he is very hard to get through! So the next day comes and SpongeBob has the story. But when Mr. Krabs goes to sell it, the fish who are acting a lot like the angry video game nerd has come to form a riot.
Krabby Kronicle mastermind behind bogus stories pays his tired, underage reporter pennies while he rakes in the dough.
How could you do that to such an innocent child? Sick and inhumane!
Sadly, this is one of the only times the Wires realize how mean the show has become.
Not to mention the fact that he's written lies about us.
I lost my restaurant because of you, and I thought I was evil. All the kids in town want to beat me up for lunch money. And I've had to go back to watching daytime television.
Yes, that's it. Kill him! Too much?
Yep. The customers take back all the money, leaving Mr. Krabs crying on the floor.
Yes! Beating Mr. Krabs is like Leadville goddesses of the universe, and don't you forget it!
Took 9 minutes, but finally karma has bite Mr. Krabs' wheel.
It just goes to show, trying to make an easy buck doesn't pay. Or does it?
Please, for the love of Circle, tell me you ain't gonna do what I think you're gonna do.
Why?
SpongeBob SquarePants, teaching kids about counterfeiting. Well, time to go sink a ship.
You're seriously meaning to teach kids to counterfeit money after they did lies? Really pathetic to make a stupid way to make Mr. Krabs even if SpongeBob did the right thing.
And after a joke with Patrick and the pole couple, the episode finally ends. Well, that was the episode. How was it to our opinions? Well, I'll let LF48 go first.
This episode was number 6 on my top 25 worst SpongeBob episodes, and it's still staying on that spot. This episode gives 2 terrible lessons by lying and print money. If Applejack was watching this episode, she will flip out while kicking her chair to a TV screen. This is one of the reasons why I don't watch SpongeBob anymore, even if SpongeBob is back to normal. By this point, it's too late. I gave this episode a 2 out of 10.
Now me. I have seen a lot of bad episodes during this month, but I have never seen this in my entire SpongeBob life. The writing is bad, the lesson is poor, and all the jokes suck. And I don't care if it had a happy ending, because I don't give a freak. Yeah. If I had to make a top 5 worst SpongeBob episodes list, this will probably be number 1. Yeah, number 1. And if I had to give this episode a final score, I would give it a negative 6.5 out of 10. It's not as worse as one of the boys, but through SpongeBob levels, it's bound to be the worst. So rip this episode apart and throw it in the trash.
Thank you, NTC Jr., for having me take a look at this episode with you.
Pleasure. It has been a thoughtful experience.
Well, guys, that's pretty much it.
And not just for this review, but for the entire Bad and Good Month sequel. Sure, I took a lot of brain vitamins to sit through, but it was all worth it. Also, please feel free to subscribe to Lung's channel to see some of his content.
And subscribe to Junior's content as well to let him know what should he review next, and subscribe to these two channels. Baseball Sam 1 and Nostalgia Critic Junior, cuz brought him the NTC Junior.
So like we said, that's it. Thank you guys for watching and forevermore.
I'm Lonely Fanboy48 here, and I'll see you in December when I review several other Christmas material.
And I'm the NTC Junior, and I'm out, y'all. Peace. For Christmas.